Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Trackmania 2023 Awards. Today we will present to you the results for each category that you have voted on. And voting you did. Huge shout out and thanks to all of you guys for reaching 3,200 votes total. Absolutely incredible effort from all of you guys. Really incredible stuff. I am very grateful for seeing all of that. Absolutely incredible. And yeah, I am really looking forward to showcase all of the 26 winners that we will be able to crown today. Also now in the correct PowerPoint. Here we go. All right, we are starting. So, of course, I am once again joined by Marius89 and Lars and Turbo as well, who will accompany us today throughout the award show.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Lars and Turbo.
Yeah, then let's continue. We have, of course, these 26 categories split into sections. We will take the same order that we took also in the awards show 2 weeks ago. So the 6 sections we go through are events, then creations, achievements, stories, moments, and people. After that, it doesn't stop, however. We still have some honorable mentions after that. Yeah, the first one is an events, and so we kick off now with the first category.
Yeah, and the first category was offline event of the year. It was a great category because we have had a lot of great events last year in Trackmania, and we had 6 nominees in there. We can quickly show them as well. And we had 3 smaller LANs, with that being Comic-Con, Racer Summit, and also the F-Ride Trackmania LAN, and then also 3 big LANs with XP Evo, the World Championship, and Ascension. How we present it today is that we're going to show you the 3rd place, the 2nd place, and then the winner afterwards. So let's start off things with a 3rd position on offline event of the year. 3rd place will be World Championship. So congratulations to the World Championship. On 2nd, we have, what a surprise, XP Evo. And who's gonna win it all here? I think it is a no-brainer to say that the winner of the first category is, of course, not F-Ride Trackmania Cup. It is Ascension winning it. So it was, of course, a great event hosted by Zerator with 128,000 of euro in prize pool. And it was just a great event to follow. It was very nice. And I think it's not a surprise that this category is eventually taking it home. And I mean, this will be an event that we're gonna talk about in 10 years still from now on.
Yeah, definitely one of the biggest events that we've ever seen in Trackmania, and that also showed in the votes from you guys as well.
64%, yeah. I mean, you can see like just a small tiny piece there of F-Ride Trackmania LAN. I think it's one of the least voted individual categories, but I mean, of course, what are the contenders? Ascension, XP Evo, and World Championship. I mean, XP Evo, a lot of you guys have attended this event, so it's just great to still see those events in there, but Ascension was just unmatched this in 2023.
Yeah, I also want to talk quickly about the pie charts that we have created here as well. You can see at the top left of your screen how many votes each category itself had. As we said in the previous show, you didn't have to vote for any every single category. You could choose if you want to vote for a category or not, and that's why you see for this one, for example, 2,883 votes, and also the nominees will always be sorted on the right side by how many votes they got.
Yeah,
but moving on to the next category then.
Yeah,
and the next category
is gonna be online event of the year. And we had also some nice nominations here. Let's see the list. We got the 24-hour race, then the Alamo Cup, which was a weekly competition still happening, then the Chase Cup hosted by Spammy, the Lacoste event, Magi Monday, and in Trackmania United, the United Masters. So, in the 3rd place in this category is the Chase Cup hosted by Spammy.
Yeah, also Spam, thanks for the raid, by the way. Thank you very much.
Exactly. The second place is Machi Monday. And that leaves us to the winner, which is the 24-hour race. If you look at the pie chart, let's first
well, we can also just look at the track once again, which was a 5-minute track hosted across an entire day, of course, one race, basically in laps mode, with an incredible amount of teams participating in this event, which was great to see. And that also, I think, showcased in the you guys' votes as well.
Yeah, it was a great map from Link. I mean, we interviewed him as well on the mainstream. And I mean, the fight was just awesome. And I think it was a well-balanced out map and just a great organization in there as well. So many teams, I think like over 160 teams or something like that. It was just incredible how many players actually have partaken in this event.
Yeah, and everything went completely flawless in this competition. And it was also a very close one for the first place.
Yeah.
And so you see here, it was a quite close fight here between the 24-hour race and the Machi Monday, getting second with 36.6%. Actually, I think that is the highest second place. I thought it was in a different category at first. But yeah, those two far in front and then the other four quite close together.
Yeah, it was a hard-fought battle for a very long time. We, of course, could see the votes coming in through from you guys voting, and it was constantly really close between the 24-hour race and Machi Monday. It was a close fight, but at the end of the day, 24-hour race took the win in online event of the year.
Yeah, congratulations. Hope to see it again this year. But I think they promised it due to the incentives.
Yeah. Yes, I think they did exactly. And also an 12-hour RPG of the a 12-hour 24-hour race. Yes, 12-hour RPG race as well. I think
let's play that.
To be happen as well.
Let's play that. That's great.
Definitely looking forward to that. But the next category we have in events is going to be Creative Project of the Year. Here we had a lot of nominees, of course. We had Editor++, Elimination Race, the Escape Room Tournament as well that was hosted for 8 different streamers. The 1000 Author Time Battle between Scrappy and myself. Also Falling Turtles, hosted by Kirash and Zeeks. The Pathfinding Cup as well, hosted by Tom. Puzzle Together and also Random Map Together. And let's take a look who got the third place in this category. A very difficult category, I think, because we had 8 different nominees here. And it is going to be the 1000 AT battle. A lot of people were definitely hyped when we did this battle with Scrappy and myself trying to get 1000 author times on random maps. It took 2 weeks. I think both of us spent about 50 hours on it. So yeah, you guys voted 1000 AD battle on third place for Creative Project of the Year. Second place goes to Random Map Together, allowing players to play the random map challenge mode on a server together with up to, of course, 100 people. Very easy to set up. A great addition to the mode. And yeah, we've seen quite a lot of fun runs happen because of that. But the final winner for Creative Project of the Year is Puzzle Together by Yannex, and also with some help by his community as well. It's an amazing new mode that they were able to create here, and if you don't know about it, you can see here once again in the video what it is about. It was came to be after the Snow Car release, because the Snow Car and the Stadium Car actually have different properties, as you can see here. The Snow Car standing there, and then the Stadium Car being able to drive on top of the Snow Car. These are puzzle maps built on collisions. They are only finishable if you play with a teammate together who is driving with a different car. As you can see here, one is no steer, the other one drives, for example, and a lot of combinations like this. And yeah, really creative idea and a lot of fun to play. Yeah, there you go. That is Creative Project of the Year, Puzzle Together, taking it.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see it being done with the other cars as well. There will be so many opportunities. And I mean, there's also stuff with rally, snow, and then also stadium car on one checkpoint. So you really have to figure that out there. And you can also see, look at the votes here as well. They are so spread apart, and you can also now see 3.8% for the last category or for the last place elimination race. That is still a lot, and almost 3,000 people voted for it, and Puzzle Together winning it with 30.3%.
Yeah, that's like over 100 votes for the last place. It looks so small, but it is over 100 votes,
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
crazy.
So that is actually crazy. But yeah, here you can see all the votes for the 8 different nominees in this category. Very split this time. Puzzle Together winning with 30%, then Random Map Together with 21%, and the 1080 Battle with 14%. But that was events of the year. We're moving on now to creations.
Yeah. And the first category in creations was map, or in this case, map of the year. So no track of the day here. So let's take a look into the nominees again here as well. We have had 5 if my memory serves me correct. We have Cascades, Mindor, Concrete, Void, and Dawn Fear. So there are 3 RPG maps in there. And then there's Yuvo's map, which has had a very, very unique concept with Void. And then also, of course, Don't Fear from Ski Freak. So let's go ahead and take a look who will be our third position or the third best map. I mean, of course, it's a bit hard to get that, but it's Cascades. I mean, I think, Lars, you know this map as no one here. It has been a great map, and I mean, Tom really outdid himself there.
Yeah, one of the RPG maps that first really incorporated moving blocks into its route and was very creative with that especially. And there was also a big cup hosted on it as well, with where 3 different winners were crowned. And there was a long very good battle as well, which was definitely really cool and a great map.
I'm happy that he actually made this map a bit easier, because I played it for, like, I was the first one playing this map. And the checkpoints 90 to 100 were even harder when I play tested it. They took so long, Nalax quit, so glad he fixed it. It was a really good map, and I cannot wait to see the second Tompus map in this way. All right, let's go to the second place, and let's see who is gonna taking home that. I think it's a very familiar map by Yannick's. It is Mindor, my favorite map from 2023, just because the scenery is so great. So congratulations to Yannick's and Mindor, the most awarded map on TMX. Now for the winner, there's one map with more votes, and it is not an RPG map. It is Don't Fear by Ski Freak and Don't Care. I mean, this map is just incredible, and congratulations to Ski Freak.
Yeah, here we can see also the trailer for it in really nice scenery throughout the entire track, of course, inspired by Deep Fear in TMNF. Great 10-minute full speed map.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think really good effort from them. Also, a lot of other scenery builders came together on this track as well, making it possible. And you also voted for it as well.
I mean, Ski Freak in general is a very, very known full speed mapper, and he always outdoes himself, so he's really good. But also take a look here. We have seen so many, like, a lot of votes for like all the categories. I mean, Concrete last position and still getting almost 300 votes, or even like almost 300 votes. So it's crazy to see that. And then also in this way, seeing like just 32% for that, and then like it was just very close in this kind of stuff. So Mindor does not win it despite being the most awarded map on TMX. So it is the full suite map, the only full suite map in this category, got the most amount of votes in here.
Yep, there you go. And the next category then, after map of the year, as he's noticed earlier, we excluded track of the days, and that is because we have an entire category for this.
Yeah, the beautiful name, Track of the Day of the Year is the next one. Yeah, let's have a look at the nominees. We got Eros Tour Distress from Broth, which is a speed tech map. Then we got God Valley. This was the track with 3 different routes, grass, dirt, and plastic. They all were similar fast. And we had actually different winners in Cup of the Day and Cup of the Night and Cup of the Morning as well, which route basically won. Observer was a full speedish map, upside down with reactor boost on plastic. And then we got Planet Magnet, yeah, a first of the month track where you drive on Magnet around the globe. Stars of Glory is then a track from the Royale community for the Royale Nations Cup. And then we got Tokyo Drift, when we got the new wood surface, and yeah, this map had basically used it with wet tires at very low speed. Yeah, before we go to the results, let's shortly say that we of course tried in these mapping yeah, categories to also have different styles in our nominees. The third place is gonna be God Valley. And we go to the second place, and that is Planet Magnet. And that leaves now the first place, and that is gonna be Tokyo Drift by Okla. And here you can see a video of the track.
Yeah, great idea for a map, definitely, with this, especially the theme really shines on this map, using red wood for a Tokyo Drift style map. And yeah, the theme just really shines on this track, especially. Won the award here, just such a special map that really stuck out from the rest in this category.
Yeah, it was a very, very unique style, but I mean, all the other maps had a lot of like great takes on just Track of the Days. I mean, also Planet Magnet. It was very close between Tokyo Drift and Planet Magnet there.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Those unique concepts definitely were shining through.
Yeah, those two maps are of course very recognizable as well. Like people still remembered which track that is just from the name as well. That surely also helped a little bit.
I agree, yeah.
Yeah, especially the recognizable ability. Also from, for example, the second place, Planet Magnet, you just see, of course, the planet, and you instantly know what kind of, or what track it was. It's a very, very recognizable, and I think that really helped in this category. Some other maps also very close here, 15% for God Valley and Eris to Distress as well, both very close as well. And yeah, all maps definitely getting quite a few votes here. But then moving on from the maps of the year to the people who actually make them, and it is Mapper of the Year, the next category. And here we see we also tried to have a few different people in the who focus on different styles. So we have Ellipse, for example, a very, very good scenery mapper. Intax, also a mapper that has improved a lot, especially with transitions this year. Prof, we mentioned him earlier as well, very good at speed tech and scenery as well. Kiraj is a RPG mapper who focuses a lot on the Trackmania 2 kind of aesthetic, with a lot of items used and building up atmosphere like that. Then Tom, another RPG mapper, but a completely different style to Kiraj, which focuses more on the normal blocks in Trackmania 2020 and trying to use a lot of reuse, especially in his maps. And then we also have a Villa as well, who has built a lot of tracks and also featured mapping a lot on his live streams. And now moving on to the top three, and the third place is going to be Villa. Villa taking the third place. One major thing that he did, of course, in the last year was building the Spring 2023 campaign, where he built 25 tracks for the community after a lot of people were not too happy about seeing the Spring 2023 campaign by Nadeo. So definitely a great effort there by him. Then on second place, we have Tom, of course, very known for, especially Cascades, as you saw earlier, was in the Map of the Year category on third place, excuse me. Also building maps like Atompus and also all the maps that he built for the Pathfinding Cup. And on first place, just like in the TMX User Choice Awards as well, Intax winning Mapper of the Year. And yeah, what a great progression we have seen from Intax this year. Has improved his mapping so much, and it's honestly incredible what he is able to accomplish in the map editor. Like, I sometimes watch routes from him and see these
It's
transitions, and it's
so
just
good.
like, how does he come up with these things? It's incredible, honestly. So yeah, really a great inspiration as well.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, here we also have the pie chart for this one as well. Also a pretty close category. Intex winning with 34%, then Tom on 23%, Villa with 15%. Very close with Prof on 4th place here. Then Ellipse and Kiraj a little bit further back. Maybe also a little bit less known, the maps that they have built. Yeah, that was a map of the year.
Yeah, you have to dig a bit deeper to get to know some of the Kiraj maps, I would say that. But congratulations to Intax, of course, and let's jump to the next category, which is Video of the Year. And I think this one is also a very hard category because it's very subjective, but there's also so many possibilities of what you can nominate. Because, for example, we have seen Beta really stepping into Trackmania. He has released 3 big videos, and there were also multiple AI videos. But we took the ones with the most views and nominate them. And also, of course, honorable mention is Edge's video where you wanted to avoid the blue colors in Trackmania Nations Forever. It was so good where he dug really deep into that. But here again, our nominees, 3 years of Trackmania, just summarizing what happened in the 3 years where Trackmania 2020 has been released. So that was very good. Trackmania Iceberg, Part 3, listing some of the most bizarre facts that you know in Trackmania. It's a very good video from Lufok and his friends. Then the Deep Fear World Record story from Virtual, also like just a great video to see. I mean, it's always a no-brainer to put in a Virtual video. Just a very talented guy when it comes to that. Training an Unbeatable AI, a video that really went viral. I think it has 11 million views on YouTube. And then also The Greatest Kaki Player, a video from, of course, Beta, who we've already mentioned beforehand. All right, those 5 nominees, but only one can take it home. But let's firstly take a look who takes that 3rd position. On 3rd place, we have the single greatest record in Trackmania history. So congratulations on that video. It was a great one to see. Of course, it is always good to see a virtual nomination in there. So this takes home the 3rd position. On 2nd place, we have none other than the greatest player in Trackmania Kaki history. So this goes home to Beta, but also to Simon900, of course, who is just plays the main role in this video. Just a very good video. If you haven't seen that one just yet, it's just great narrating, but also just shows how Simon really got in touch with the Kaki, but also in his mapping journey, because he's a really, really good mapper as well. All right, there's one more video that is standing in front of both of them. On 1st position, we have Training an Unbeatable AI by Yosh. 11 million views, and I mean, it has been like one of the most viral videos from 2023, and I think this is much deserved. He put so much effort into this, and in general, his AI videos are so good to watch. So GG's to Yosh. And let's take a look onto the pie chart as well. As you can see, it was a very, very close fight. He only one video, falling a bit behind. 3 years of Trackmania and 1 video is on last position. And then we have every category with like 15.8%, and then 3 categories over 20%, and no category surpassing 30%. So it was indeed very, very close. And you can also see the Beta video also did very good. And the category in general felt pretty open. And it has been, yeah, very, very close. Also because Beta's video was the first one in the beginning with 1,000 votes, but then the AI video came back. So there was a development going on. And in this case, we have the Yosh video taking it home.
Yeah, it was a very close fight between the Beta video and the AI video for a very, very long time. But yeah, in like the first 1,000 votes we got, Beta video was in the lead by about like 1% or something. It was very, very close throughout. But I think as more people were reached, more people, of course, also then knew about the AI video as well, and it took over. But yeah, incredibly close, close category right here, and definitely all of these were amazing videos, and they can be definitely proud of what they achieved here.
All right, that means we can go to the next category, which is Movie of the Year. Yeah, small explanation, of course. Yeah, in the Movie of the Year, we search for the videos that have the more like a cinematic feeling and not just like narrating. So we had 5 nominees here. 3 of them are trailers, all of them by MCYC. One's from the Trackmania World Tour playoffs, then the XP Evo trailer, and also the World Championship trailer. Then we got a video by Igentool, Cybertas, Man vs. Machine, and we got an after movie from Team Big about Ascension. Yeah, let's go to the results. The third place is gonna be the final round World Championship 2023 trailer by MCYC. And the second place is Cybertas, Man vs. Machine, a video by Igentool where he made a lot of tosses on khaki tracks, put it together, but in a really nice looking video. And the winner in this category, that is actually the after movie from Big, from the Ascension tournament. And here you can also see maybe some small part of it. Okay, yeah, basically this video showed the thrill basically from Ascension. Big was of course part there with their cast, the Trilux, with the 2 players, Kanadi, Massa, and their production team made this great after movie, which showed basically also the tension and some camera angles you never have seen before. Still,
Yeah, it
for
was awesome.
Me personally, quite a bit surprising that it was winning also by that much. Second place in here to the Igentool video, and then we have the 3 videos from MCYC. Of course, they take each other votes away because they are all 3 trailers and a bit similar, and they are all, of course, from MCYC. If you would add up those percentages, then actually he would win the category with that. And it's also the last place with the highest percentage from all the categories, 11.2%.
I mean, that just shows that MCYC makes awesome videos, and the other ones just like had a much different approach than just being a trailer, of course. I think the vlog from Big Clan just delivered the atmosphere so well, and Cybertask was just having a cyberpunk-esque feeling that Ignitool really like delivered very well. So it just had something different to them. So well, for me, it was a surprise that Iggy's video was on second place, but like in retrospect, I can really see that it was very enjoyable.
Yeah, it's always great when a video like for the Big Ascension movie, for example, I believe I got goosebumps the first time I saw it. Yeah. So if you can manage that, then you probably did pretty well. All right, then going to the next section, that was creations, and we have the third section coming up now, which will be achievements. And the first achievement that we will take a look at is going to be Task of the Year, a new category that we introduced this year. And I think this was one of the hardest categories to vote for. We have AO1 in TMNF being pushed to the absolute limit. AO7 in TMNF discovering a new shortcut by doing like a double nosebug turnaround to jump to the finish at the end, which saved a couple seconds. Then also we have a Deep Fear 10-minute full speed map, also with so many tricks. I believe I think they spent over 3 months working on it. On that one task, and it really showed it's so satisfying to watch. Puzzle Day 2, seeing what you can achieve if you don't know about the puzzle mode. You can basically place blocks before you actually drive the map, and that was the interesting idea. What can you achieve if you combine being able to place the blocks and also tasking capabilities? And Kimura was able to achieve a great run there. Then we also have Satisfaction V3. It's map and video or task built by Glitch, which is also 12 minutes long, where he basically tried to showcase everything that is possible through tasking. He built the map just for the task to just showcase a lot of cool tricks and ideas. And then we also have Valley C15 using the backwards driving mechanic to gain over 30 seconds across 3 laps on Trackmania 2 Valley map, with also a bunch of really cool tricks. And the third place that we have in Task of the Year is going to be TMNF A01. As we said previously, absolutely pushed to the maximum. I believe it's a point 66 now, which is just incredible. The first tasks that came out for A01, they were like 0.80, maybe like high 0.7, but at this point, there were so many people who contributed to this one, and yeah, it really showed just how optimized it is. It's probably the most optimized task if you consider like how many factors there are on this track. Then the next one we have is going to be TMNF A07 as well. This was just a really cool video. Also went a little bit viral when people or tasks found the cut on this one. It was great to see the work in progress of it as well. And yeah, just a great cut and task combination in this one. And the final victor of the Task of the Year category is going to be Deep Fear by Andy and Xixion. I hope I pronounced it correctly. And it's a 9-minute 30 task, beating the RTA world record by 30 seconds. And you can just see how satisfying it looks to look at the Deep Fear task right here. It is just incredible throughout the entire 10 minutes. Of course, we cannot show the entire 10 minutes here, but just speed slides everywhere. So many, especially airtime reductions. Like, they have been able to get so much more speed than the RTA. Right there, it's, for example, plus 79 speed on that checkpoint alone. And yeah, it really shows in it. It's such a satisfying watch. And if we look at the results as well, we can see here Deep Fear won it by with 41.8%. Honestly, surprising that it won by this much in this category. But I think it just really showed with how satisfying, and especially how like down to earth it kind of is the task. A lot of tasks you have like a bunch of nose bugs or nose boosts and stuff like that, which can sometimes be a bit overwhelming, but that is just a clean task right there for Deep Fear.
Yeah, but I mean, also the top 3 is like just conventional maps. Everyone knows AO7, AO1, and also Deep Fear. And then Satisfaction is just a great video where the map is tailored towards the tasks. And Puzzle D2 and Valley C15, you know, something that I personally really enjoyed, but of course is a bit more niche to the one or another person, also not being accustomed to the car mechanic. But of course, congratulations to Deep Fear.
Yeah.
To the task.
Yeah. Also, we can say that sadly the 2 last places here go both to Kimura, but we still want to give a shout out. We put in 2 Kimura tasks for this category, and we would have liked to actually put in more. He does so many incredible tasks in United, and it was also kind of weird for us because usually he's known for island tasks, and the 2 that were the most impressive for us were a Bay and Valley task. But yeah, definitely also shout out to him in this category. But yeah, incredible stuff here. Next map, or next category rather, that we have is going to be Cut of the Year. And I will be doing this one as well. We had quite interesting nominees here as well. Also a new category this time. And they are the Katsuya reroute, which saves about, it's a Trackmania 2020 RPG map, and the reroute that was found on it using programming tools was able to shave off over 5 minutes on the normal route, and which basically meant that if you're not doing the reroute, you will not be able to beat the world record on it. And also, yeah, a lot of improvements have been made through programming on that one to find the most best route. It was 111 checkpoints, and trying to find the best route, then of course you can maybe imagine it's going to be a bit difficult even for a computer.
Yeah,
the next one is The next one is Dio9 Obstacle, a new cut in TMNF, first done by Dennis, where you jump off a sculpture on the side and reduce airtime that way. And he also managed to, he gained about a second with that, and he also then managed to close out a very nice run after as well. Then we have ESL Hokolicious, of course, one of the most famous maps in the entire game, and also it was honestly insane to see that this map was cutted with also a new reward on this one as well. I believe it has like 10 checkpoints or something, incredible amount of checkpoints, and it's honestly so surprising that ESL Hokolicious was cutted then, that it actually even had reward potential is crazy. Then we also have 2 Nadeo maps from this game, Trackmania 2020. We have Spring 2023-24, which was a reactor cut, flying through checkpoints sideways basically and keeping reactor boosts up through them, and that way gaining also a lot more speed especially. And then we also have Winter 2023-13, which was a backwards reactor cut as well, where you flew backwards through a bobsleigh section basically, and got a lot of zoops with that. Incredible cut as well. But yeah, here we have now the top 3, the winners, and the third place goes to Dio9 Obstacle, the new cut in TMNF, taking home a third place in this category with 15% of the votes. Then the next one on second place is Winter 2023-13 with a 22% in this category. As I said previously, it was a honestly insane cut route on this one, doing multiple backward or multiple reactor zoops, driving backwards, turning around in the air as well. Just insane stuff that was possible on a Nadeo map. And the final winner, you might have guessed it already, is ESL Hokolicious with 44% of the votes. And here we can also see once again a video of it where it all comes together. It's honestly insane to watch that this was possible. And also Rezo was able to get a really, really great run on it. Honestly, also insane that it's so long ago. 15th of January was this run driven. And
yeah,
here we can... Yeah.
Out of nothing.
Yeah.
I think
we
we
also see the one.
50 flat, right?
Yeah, 50 flat.
Yeah.
They're over wall and barely getting the checkpoint from underneath, jumping to another checkpoint. It has to be so optimized. You need to be getting checkpoints so quickly for it to even be worth it. Going backwards here, flipping onto this road, then driving this part in reverse. And now you come to a ramp that you normally land in, but now, or jump off of. Now you jump to the right, landing to a different checkpoint here once again. You see the checkpoints are fairly close to each other, but it's still so many checkpoints that you have to navigate.
Wow.
Yeah, keeping so much speed as well. And then one last overwall, get 2 more checkpoints on the ground here, and then into the finish.
Yeah, so you initiate the last overwall with the previous one, so it's a 50 flat, so great time there from Rezo, of course. Getting a 50 flat, but I mean, it has been, like, it's one of the most prestigious maps, and you can also see 44.2%. I think that speaks for itself that Hokolicious, like, it's like such a insane map if you think about it. The fail from Karyan, the history of it, like almost everybody has played of this map. Then we had a remake, and now it has been cut as well.
Yeah, it's honestly also insane how old the map is at this point. I have not checked, but it must be, I guess, over 10 years old, definitely. Yeah. And for a cut to be found then on pretty much one of the most prestigious maps in the game 10 years later, and then also beating the old world record by over 3 seconds is quite impressive. All right, and then the next category is going to be a very, very hotly contested one. It is Performance of the Year.
Yeah, we have a lot of great nominees in this category. Starting with Epos at the Racers Summit. He was extremely dominant at that LAN, also in the grand final, won with a huge margin. Closed it out when in his finalist pool when the other players were still quite far away in points. Hawk in the United Solo Championship, he was also extremely dominant, over 200 points in front of second place, and then from second to fifth it was just within 10 points. Also he was very alone in the front, had a super good match there. Then the Hazard in the Pathfinding Cup. That is, of course, also an achievement alone. He was basically winning every single cup in the season, was always winning the season finals, and often also winning with quite some margin. And that's, of course, quite difficult on such maps because it can always happen that you just don't find a way on one checkpoint to the next. Then we got Shadowcrancer and his incredible score that he achieved in the Spring 2023 campaign. And we got Scandia in the Mini RPG of the Week playoffs. So after 25 editions were played from the weekly Mini RPG of the Week, then on the best voted maps, the playoffs happened, and they played also with a system where you lose points, so reverse cup mode. And while everyone was basically already out, Scandia still had 3/4 of its points in the final, also super dominant. And then we also have Solary versus BDS in TMGL Stage 1 Grand Final. So in the Stage 1, in the playoffs, BDS went through without a loss. They actually have beaten Solary. Solary had to reach the Grand Final through the loser bracket, and that meant that they need to beat BDS in 2 matches after each other. If only BDS wins one of these matches, they win the whole cup. But Solary has just won 4-0, 4-0 in that grand final, which is super, super dominant. Yeah, who might have taken it? Let's go to the 3rd place. The 3rd place in this category is Hazard, with his achievement in the Pathfinding Cup. In 2nd position, we have Solary, with their 4-0, 4-0 scoreline against BDS in the TMGL Season 1 final. And the winner, that is Shadowcrancer. In the Spring 2023 campaign, very deserved, as he got over 660,000 points in this campaign. We never had someone getting this amount of points in a campaign. He had over 400,000 points of a lead to the 2nd place. Apart from 2 maps, he ended up in the top 4 on every single track. And his worst position was 13th. And he had 12 world records from the 25 tracks. Incredible performance.
12 out of 25 is just insane. And you can also see that in the resets as well.
Yeah, very dominant victory for Shadowcrancer here. Then followed by the Solary thing. We can basically say in these results that it's a bit sorted by how well known these competitions are. Campaign hunting, of course, everyone knows that and realizes it. Then we have, of course, TMGL in 2nd place. The Pathfinding Cup was also played by lots of people. And then we go to the playoffs on the Mini RPG of the Week. They are maybe a bit less known than Racer Summit, the LAN, and in the end we have United competition in the 6th place. Alright, and then let's go on to the next category, which is
Achievement of the Year. So wow, what a performance there from Shadowcrancer on like maybe one of the worst campaigns that we have had, but still like such a nice performance there from him. But let's jump into Achievement of the Year. For me, one of the hardest categories to just vote on. I mean, just take a look what we have as our nominees in here. Eddie's raw record on AO1 beating Lakadan. That already an insane achievement. Then we also had Lufok beating the world records on AO1 from Riolu in Trackmania 2. Gwen winning Ascension, then Tenchi's PF map in the virtual competition where Virtual literally just placed checkpoints on random or kind of random positions and he built a PF map out of it, which is just crazy to see. Rave, world record on Deep Dip. I mean, just so much endurance from this guy, and now he just keeps on going and even plays more like those maps, and I cannot wait to see if he will also be able to get the world record on Deep Dip too. Scrappy, over 100 Cup of the Day wins, and also 5 wins in a row. Also like the Cup of the Day master here from Belgium. And then of course, KC winning the World Championship is our last nominee. So many achievements that we have seen last year. And for me, it was really hard to just pinpoint something down because like Gwen winning Ascension could be only one round that really decides it. But to get there, of course, it is so hard. Eddie, the 01 Master, it's also just like how many hours did he put into AO1, as well as Lufok. Rave just streaming so long, so many days in a row. Scrappy as well, such a long achievement. And also KC winning the World Championship, of course, with a bit of luck as well, but that's what you need sometimes as well. So it is just a very hard category for me. But let's take a look who gets that third place. And on third position, we have Gwen winning Ascension. And I mean, just seeing Gwen winning the largest cash prize in Trackmania history just already shows that this was a very hard category to vote on. But still, congratulations to Gwen on the Ascension win and on that third position here in Achievement of the Year. On second place, we have Eddie with the TMNF AO1 World Records. I mean, the map that every one of us has played already in their Trackmania career. And having the world record there, it can only be one person, and in this case, it's Eddie. I mean, we know what is possible, but it's not a lot that is still there. I mean, humanly, I would say. So Eddie getting that AO1 world record, also taking home that second place here. On first, we have Scrappy with 100 plus Cup of the Day wins and 5 wins in a row. I mean, Scrappy literally does not know what pressure is anymore in Cup of the Days. And here we also have the moment where he won against Vixa on, I think that was the fifth one in a row, right?
No, this is the 100th Cup of the Day win that he got in the year 2023.
Yeah, so that was crazy, actually. So there you go, Scrappy taking it, and also he's happy about it. You know, sometimes when he wins, he's like, yeah, it's just another day at the office. But you can see, look how close this category he really is. And like, I think Scrappy just getting all of those achievements, it's just incredible. It's unmatched. And you can also see 4th and 5th place, the Harvard World Record and also KC World Championship. They actually got the exact same amount of votes. So it was a tie. It was literally a tie in votes. And all of those nominees were just great. The press forward World Records, or the Tenchi press forward map was a bit further behind, but other than that, every category gets so many votes, and we have seen a tie as well. But of course, congratulations to Scrappy with all 100 Cup of the Day wins and the 5-day win streak.
Yeah, this is probably the hardest category in the entire awards. If you look at this, KC winning World Championship being basically on 5th place or tied 4th place, it's honestly insane. This was the most stacked category for sure that we have seen so far. Maybe for some people a little bit of a surprising victory, but it's often easy to forget just how many Scrappy wins we've had seen, or we have seen so far this year, and the performance that he was able to do there. Now a lot of people, I think, in the community take it kind of for granted, but it is easy to understate how impressive that is.
Yeah, it's so fun to see in chat also the question marks and all of this, but I think this category, I think, is like the biggest surprise in that. So like that's what you guys voted. 3,000, almost 3,000 votes, 26% for the winners. It's not a lot, actually. It might be the category with the least amount of votes that has been voted for the win. Okay, no.
Oh, you mean 26% being enough for a win? That is that's pretty close. Yeah, it's one of the lowest amounts for the victory, which just shows how split it was in this category.
Yeah. I also found it very hard, so it was like you could vote for everything here, and I think maybe people also left it out in this way.
All right, then we will go to the next section, and here we have stories of the year, and we are starting off with, well, story of the year, which will be 6 different nominees. We have 20th anniversary of Trackmania, which happened, I believe, in November this past year. 2023, of course, the first game coming out in 2003, the first Trackmania, and yeah, having the 20th anniversary for that was definitely very nice. Of course, we also have Ascension and Trackmania's biggest prize pool in this category as well. Just an insane story if you think from Ascension, the first time it was announced until the final where everything was decided. The huge prize pool as well, over 100,000 you to win for. Then, of course, we also had the small cheating scandal at the end of the year with the snowcar steering ranges as well this year. That also happened in 2023 with some warnings being thrown out as well.
Some yellow cards.
Yeah. Then we also had console release at the beginning of the year as well. About a year ago now that console was released. A lot of updates are coming with it as well. And yeah, we've seen a lot of players as well at that time, exceptionally during cover day, a lot of having kind of a resurgence when console was released. Then, of course, we also have Riolu losing all world records in Trackmania 2020. There was a big project going on at the start of 2023 where people made a map pack basically with all maps that Riolu had a world record on, and then they were hunted down until the only ones that were left are now physically not possible anymore because of some physics changes. But other than that, all maps have been beaten. And also in Trackmania 2, all of his Nadeo world records were beaten as well, I believe, in Trackmania 2. Then, of course, we also have the random map survival world records. There were exactly 2 random map survival world records set in the previous year in 2023. And both of them happened one day apart from each other. A lot of people tried that category to get the top spot. I believe it was 125 author times at the start of the year, and that they were set one day apart from each other was just crazy. All right, going into the results now. 3rd place in this category, Story of the Year, is going to be the 20th anniversary of Trackmania. I believe when the announcement or the anniversary hit, I think it was a great success actually. The update was quite well received with the Snowcar edition, a lot of new blocks. We have also had a streamer campaign, a complete campaign just for the Snowcar as well. And yeah, it was a lot of fun at the beginning when the anniversary hit, and that's why it also placed on 3rd place right here. 2nd place, we have Ascension and Trackmania's biggest prize pool. Of course, Ascension always going to be there at the top, biggest prize pool that we have seen in Trackmania. Great stuff as well. But finally, on 1st place for Story of the Year, we have Riolu losing all of his world records in Trackmania 2020. Congratulations to him. We tried to get an interview with him, but sadly he wasn't available today. But I'm sure he's delighted to have won Story of the Year this year. So yeah, great effort there, and congratulations once again. And here we can also see one of the last records that was beaten, and in this case even pretty much demolished. This was, I believe, in the 3 last maps that were set or that were still remaining. One of the Nadeo maps that Riolu still had the world record on. And Lakadar was the first one to beat it, but then Spam also improved it once again. Riolu had a 0.146, and then Spam was able to get this one. But yeah, it was honestly a great event. So many people coming together. Now Warbang here at the end, and yeah, look at that one. 0.99. Incredible stuff. Completely demolished. No records left. And here we see also the percentages. Also a fairly close category here once again. Ascension with 29% and Riolu losing world records on 34%. Very close between the two. Then a little bit further back, we had the 20th anniversary, then also console release, cheating scandal, and the random map survival world records. Yeah, 34% chatting. That was a different thing. All right. Also had a lot of votes this category as well, so people were definitely interested in this one. All right, moving on to the next category, we have Match of the Year.
Match of the Year, correct. Yeah, also a very great category. Let's have a look at the nominees for it. So we start with a 24-hour race. Of course, we had this extremely close fight between the first two teams, ending with only a few checkpoints difference after 24 hours of driving. Then we got the Ascension Grand Final, obviously has to be in here. The Frei Grand Final with the, like everyone knows that clip with Orel. Then the overtime Solevi versus Big. Yeah, on the map Pool, where they went to a 17-14 scoreline. Then the Random Drag Generator Cup Grand Final. 10 players were in there. We had multiple finalists at some point for the prize money. And the World Championship semi-final, everyone knows that as well. ITB versus KC with that very famous bug round, but it was not just this, like already the first map went way into the overtime, and it was a 4-3 in the end, so a very good match as well. Yeah, then let's have a look at the results. On the podium, on the third place is the World Championship semi-final between ITB and KC. Then let's move on to the second place. And that is the overtime between Solevi versus Big. A great match on that map. As I said, 17-14. There were also several world records driven during that match. All of the rounds were close. And the first place goes obviously to Ascension. The Ascension Grand Final. I mean, this had everything. It is, of course, the biggest cup with the biggest amount of prize money. We have the best players, the most prepared probably that they have been for any tournament. And of course, it could have happened that just one player goes in front, gets finalist and closes it out. Then it wouldn't be here. But no, it was completely different. We had actually 6 out of 8 players in finalist mode. So 6 out of 8 players had the chance to win the biggest prize pool ever. It was so exciting, plus the whole atmosphere in that arena. Just, of course, it deserved first place here in this category.
And here we see also once again the final moments now. People barely missing out. It's so tight. We have multiple finalists here. Of course, in a stage there. Here, Gwen sniping the first place, denying the other 4 finalists that were already there on that track, and then moving on to the final map, Grotesque. And yeah, 6 finalists in 1 round, and then everything being decided in this one jump right here. Gwen overtaking and winning the biggest prize pool of Trackmania ACB.
Yeah, and here we see also the percentages. It is a very dominant victory for Ascension with 41.4%. In second place, then, as we said already, the overtime. Also, the fourth place is quite close with the 24-hour race. Only the Frei Grand Final and the Random Track Generator Cup Grand Final, they are then a bit behind.
Yeah, definitely very close there with the Random Track Generator Cup Final. It was a close one, almost won, but it just barely missed out.
It was very close, yeah.
Yeah, barely missed out.
Orel!
I was honestly surprising that the Frey Grand Final in multiple categories was quite low. A lot of people remember the final moments, of course, but maybe not the match in of itself, which was also fairly close.
Yeah, it was actually all super close, but
insane.
Somehow it didn't really get votes in any category. We were also a bit surprised.
Yeah, like it was just such a nice match to cast together with Geek. That's why the emotions were cooking, and that's why this moment just how it originated from. But anyway, let's move on to the next category.
Yeah, and that is Comeback of the Year. Let's have a look at the nominees in here. We got Azox and his lower bracket run at XP Evo. Basically was in a lower bracket, won in 2 matches. In both of them he did a comeback, and he moved on in both matches together with his brother Barbas. Then we got 2 very similar ones, Exalti versus Orcs in the Trackmania League Challenger. They were 0-3 behind Exalti, and then turned it around into a 4-3 victory. And it is exactly the same that also Sprout did against Homi no Tsun. First 0-3 behind, then turning it around. Then we have Granadi, as a nominee in the second Ascension qualifier. So basically the second qualifier event, the final where the players had 3 lives and Granadi was super early down to 1 life. And then he actually kept alive and went into the final against Afi and won it in the end. Then we got a comeback on one single map, which was Big's comeback with 3 aces against Solary from a 2-9 scoreline into then an 11-9. And we got a Bren comeback, which is then a comeback just within the single round, where he dropped behind quite early and won it then in the end. Yeah, the third place in this category goes then also to that Bren comeback. It was on a very important map for him. I think he was even able to choose this track, so he had to score well on it. He made a mistake in the first corner, was far behind all the other players, and then overtook everyone in the end with huge risk. And of course, against the very best players, he did that. The second place are the 3 aces from Big versus Solary. As I said, from 2-9 behind against the pair of Carl Jr. and Peck. And then Big actually managed to win 3 times with a 1-2 in a row against those players, and they didn't roll. It was actually always close. They always needed 6 times, but they managed to do that 3 times in a row. That was actually crazy. And the first place in this category, that is going to be Granadi in the second Ascension qualifier, beating Afi in the final in the end, but was early on down to 1 single life. And here you can see the clip from the final round between him and Afi.
Yeah, just really, really close round there and all getting decided. The reason why Granadi was, of course, so low down was because it is a survival mode where you had 3 lives and he was down to 1 life very, very quickly, but then just didn't lose a single round afterwards. Getting it. Really nice.
And nailing the cut in the end.
Yeah, really great stuff there. Just didn't lose any rounds afterwards. Also, one thing to say about this one, not only is this comeback of the year and Granadi winning here, but also the nominee itself did a comeback because it was very close between Granadi in second Ascension qualifier and Big's 3 aces versus Solary. For a longer time, Big's 3 aces was in the lead, but then Granadi in the second half of the votes did a comeback and was able to overtake, even though, well, the second place was also Granadi together with Massa, of course. So it was basically Granadi versus Granadi on this one, 35 to 34%. So, yeah.
Is this comeback a possible comeback of the year for 2024?
Yeah, note it down, note it down.
Note it down, Marius, note it down. Or honorable mentions.
A comeback of the year. Maybe we have then another comeback in that.
Oh yeah, and then we have a comeback of the comeback from the comeback of the year in 2025. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, very interesting. Granadi in first and second place basically here, and then the other 4 nominees a bit further behind. We of course see also some difference between the 2 TMGL Challenger matches, even though it was exactly the same. But that's there you can see that it's still a bit of popularity vote, I would guess, with Sprout and Scrappy and Dexter in there, probably just getting a few more votes because of that.
True.
But there are of course also quite some votes for Exalti and Orcs. I mean, it looks very little, but that are still some votes.
Yeah, exactly. Even if it looks like very little, there were so many votes casted from you guys, and yeah, even smaller amount that is still over 30 individual votes there from individual people. It's definitely nothing to sneeze at. But that was comeback of the year, and that concludes the story section of the Trackmania Awards. There are only 2 more sections left: clips. Or moments rather, and players or people. That would be the final section. But first of all, we have moments, a new section as well that we've not had before, which I think was a very nice addition this year. First one that we will take a look at is Clip of the Year. quite an interesting one. Basically the clips that went the most viral, circulated the most throughout the Trackmania community, and we had 6 different nominees here. First of all, we had Granadi Peng Peng Peng, of course. A very famous clip. I believe Granadi also uses that as his sub alert as well now. Hazard had an insane here combination of moments in Pathfinding Cup on one checkpoint, where he managed to like flip on his roof, turtle into a bumper, then plastic bounce back to the normal way. Then I had a clip as well where
My favorite.
I might have not looked at the checkpoint counter and thought I was doing comeback of the year, and yeah, it was,
But ended
was
up in clip of the
definitely
year.
yeah, it's definitely something. Then we of course also have Massa Exceptional as a clip of the year as well. Then also Spam reacting to Mother's cut in Ascension, 2 Ascension ones in a row here, went very viral. I believe has 170,000 views on Twitch. I believe that clip, actually insane. And then we also have the famous clip of Tom at XP Evo where the camera zoomed in on his face. It was definitely something. All right, and here we have the top 3 clip of the year. 3rd place going to Spam reacting to the mother cut in the finalist round. As I said before, very viral clip, a very great reaction as well, and just a great moment all around, pretty much. Then 2nd place, we have Massa Exceptional. When Massa ran through in the 2nd qualifier of Ascension, and yeah, basically got a spot to the qualifier to go to the playoffs. Great clip right there as well. And then, of course, on 1st place we have Granadi Peng Peng Peng. Originally made by Zamos. The clip itself is by Zamos, of course, a compilation of Granadi, but definitely great great added by Zamos here. Here you go.
And the reaction from Sam. It's even better.
Yeah, just look at his camera as he's shaking the wheel. Just such a classic moment there. And winning clip of the year, Granadi Peng Peng Peng. And also, once again, 44% of the votes. Big lead here for Granadi. Then still big also on 2nd place, Massa Exceptional with 27% on the 2nd place. And then Spam reacted to Monocut with 13%, a little bit further back, definitely. But yeah, that was clip of the year right here. Also 2,900 votes. A lot of the these categories having around 2,900 ish votes, the more known ones. But yeah, moving on to the next category then in moments, and it will be.
It is round of the year. So this category was all about good and competitive rounds, and we've also had quite the nominees in this one. As we take a look, as the Granadi Peng clip is still in my head. But I mean, you can see a lot of Ascension clips, and also our favorite friend Carl Jr. is in here, like because of the font it looks a bit like this, but of course you mean Carl Jr. with that. So Ascension Coco versus Snow was a high pressure round, and there was only 1 spot left in the next round, and like the emotions were cooking, and eventually Coco took it home. Then Ascension Granadi versus Afi, I've already seen that clip, the last round of the 2nd qualifier, and then Carl Jr. versus Mime, the double tie in the checkpoints, and then also in the finish line. And because of that, the checkpoint before that actually counted. Then the Danish Championship, which was just an incredibly close round where 4 players battled it out, and it just came all down to just a hair of a difference. FI Cup winning round, I only have to say, Aurel! Schweine Aim Ace, also a great one, but of course, the identity played a very important role there as well. All right, but let's take a look onto the top 3 as we have our 3rd position being Schweineaim Ace to the map win. I mean, there has been more to it than just the identity. The whole situation was just great to see, and Schweineaim getting it through. They also get the 3rd position in this category. On 2nd place, we have the Carl Jr. versus Mime double tie. I mean, it has been a very bizarre situation just seeing the same time on the last checkpoint, but also in the finish line. Was just crazy to seeing this. And yeah, I mean, a well-deserved 2nd position. On 1st place in the category Round of the Year, we have Ascension Granadi versus Afi. And I mean, Granadi being the winner again, like, it just looks too easy for him. It's the 3rd time, the 3rd category in a row that Granadi just won. So, and also all the Airfry clubs hardly get any votes. So they were a bit too overrated from us, but of course they were still nice. But here you can see the round once again. I mean, we have already seen that so often, but still it's so nice to watching this. Also now the 360 that comes up from Granadi to get a really good line there. And another 360 in there, Afi having more speed, but of course it's not decided up until the ending, where there's a really hard cut that players have had to do. Afi in the lead, but he will clip in the end, and Granadi will overtake. As you can see there, he doesn't make it, and Granadi wins it. Of course, also being the comeback of the year, also the round of the year, where Granadi having to live with 1 life, I think, for 13 rounds. And also look at that, he didn't need 13 rounds here. I think he closed it out in his first finals attempt, 46.8% of the votes. And then we see Carl Jr. and Mime double time with 27% behind. And then all the others are getting a little bit of sprinkle of votes, you know, 25% roughly for the last 4 categories. So it was kind of clear who gets 1st and 2nd here. It was a closer fight for 3rd position though, and that's why Schweineaim Ace to map win takes it home. So everyone could have taken this, and also with 2,500 votes, I think they'll close, let's say 500-600 votes more in this category could have definitely made a difference.
There you go. That was round of the year. Next one we have is throw of the year.
Yeah. So those clips feature one player or a team just loses safe victory just before the finish. We have the Azox versus Loco Cup of the Day final. Then the Bing's Water Bounce on one of the identities. Gamer's first double fail in the last turn. I mean, it was literally just a triple fail. It was a very bizarre round, also in a match point situation. Granadi versus Scrappy and Cup of the Day, where Granadi just, I think, lost by 0.003 of a second or something like that in the last turn on a full speed Cup of the Day map. Then my favorite reaction, Schweineaim double fail, where both Ratchet and Barbers crash into the ending, and Trilux just screams out of his, like, from the bottom of his heart. It's just so insanely to see. And then the snow finish bonk, where he just stopped steering, also in one of the Trackmania GL or TMGL identities in this way in the Challenger League. All right, on 3rd place, we have Schweineaim double finish fail. I would love to see that clip again, but that's not how it works. But just imagine Trilux screaming because Ratchet and Barbos made mistakes.
Yeah, they were also on an easy ace in that round, like multiple seconds ahead, and they just both exactly did the exact same crash into the finish line.
Yeah, it was so fun. It was so good. On 2nd place, we have Granadi versus Scrappy in the Cup of the Day final, where Granadi just threw it away in the El Clasico. So also a very, very memorable round, also with good reactions from a lot of different POVs. And on 1st, in Throw of the Year, we have the Gamer's first double fail in the last turn. And I mean, Spam had a very great reaction into this. So it was match point versus match point, 8-8 on pool, and only the identity was left. And I mean, it looked very good for kind of everybody here. That's they're gonna see another round, and we go into the small overtime. Brent going into the lead, but then he made a mistake. But Gwen and Binks were not safe just yet. One more turn to go. Bonk. No speeds.
And then Otak from last place overtakes everyone And suddenly it turns from a G1 victory into a KC victory.
Also loving Spam's reaction there, and I mean KC, like literally match point versus match point, such a high pressure round. Gamers first had it and then they lost it. So Oltak and Brent took it home. Oltak from 4th to 1st, and in this category they are safe first. Not so much, I mean 5% is still something to work with, but there's a 5% interval coming down from 1st to 3rd. So those were kind of clear to take home that top 3. Then Azox and Loco in the Cup of the Day final, as well as the Snow Finish Bonk having not so many votes. And then we have Bing's Water Bounce, kind of a no man's land. And the Schweine Aim double finish fail at 20%, also a good contender, as well as Granadi versus Scrappy in the Cup of the Day final, getting quarter of the votes.
Yeah, it was probably one of the highest third places that we've had in the awards, the Schweine Aim double finish fail, with 20.6% only being on 3rd place. But yeah, that was Tour of the Year. Of course, is quite similar to the next categories that we will have, which will be funniest one of the year. Sometimes a little bit hard to distinguish between the two.
Yeah.
But here we go.
Basically, those clips here featuring now rounds where both parties make mistakes, or multiple ones sometimes even, or it's just funny reactions. Obviously, at the throws, we also had a bunch of funny reactions to them. But yeah, let's see our nominees. First of all, we have quite some Cup of the Day nominees in here as well. Directly the first one, Bestie versus Juicy. That was a top 3 round in the Cup of the Day, where Bestie made multiple mistakes early on and was quite far behind. And then Juicy makes one wall touch that made him drop behind Bestie, so Bestie was safe again. But Bestie touched a wall right before the finish again, and Juicy just overtook him right at the finish line. Then Jan TM with a triple tie. That was quite funny because he managed to basically tie another player in 3 rounds after each other. That is more like an interesting fact, but it was also very funny because the last tie was even a triple tie that even went into the favor of the team he drew for. Then was basically just the best fitting category for it. Then Massa surviving a Cup of the Day round, where he made an early mistake. It was top 5 or something like that, and yeah, everyone would have thought he is out. He himself thought he's out. He didn't really want to continue driving, but someone else actually made an even bigger mistake in a checkpoint and had the shit respawn with that. And then Spam was crying at Massa to just continue. Then we got Team GL with Slippy Slides. The identity, of course, has shown a lot of funny rounds. We also had something in the Challenger League, but this one here from the Team GL was also just incredible, where everyone was crushing it. Then we have from Team Sprout, Dexter and Scrappy, a double pole hit. A very short clip with Massa saying it should be GG at this point already, and then, unless they hit something, and then they both hit the same pole. And Wosai missing the checkpoint on off-road. It was my personal favorite, to be honest. A round where also everyone had huge issues. 2 slide outs on ice, then another mistake in the penalty cross section. Wosai is by miles in front and misses a checkpoint trigger, basically, tries underneath, has to back off on penalty crest, gets the checkpoint, has to accelerate again on penalty crest uphill, is super slow, and the people that are 10 seconds behind overtake him. Well, one does, the other one crashes 3 trees and just barely doesn't, like there was everything in this round. Yeah, then let's go to the results. The 3rd position in funniest round of the year goes to Slippy Slides identity in the Trackmania Grand League. Then the 2nd place goes to the double pole hit from Team Sprout. And the winner in funniest round of the year is Massa's surviving round in the Cup of the Day. You can watch it here in the clip. To me, a little bit surprising that this actually won in the end, but it has also quite some funny backstory to it, because this is a nominee I actually didn't note down during the year. It was just that at the end, when we basically wanted to decide on our nominees, you see now here the mistake, by the way, from Münster, directly in the checkpoint.
Both refusing to respawn.
Yeah, Knünze tries it, but he has, of course, this very bad respawn. He would need to do a double respawn. Now he does it, but he would have no speed to the finish
so
as well.
fun.
So
15 seconds.
yeah,
And Spam's reaction again. So good.
Another win for Spam.
Spam the reaction master. Spam just winning. Winning with
exactly.
reacting.
But I tried basically to find now 6 nominees for all these categories with the clips, and then I just added some, and then I remembered this and thought, okay, let's search. Okay, yeah, found it. Yeah, let's put it in, and then it wins.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Lars and Turbo didn't.
42%.
Yeah, Lars and Turbo didn't even know, I think, that this is then coming in. Yeah,
I know about the clip, but yeah, that you wanted to put it in. Yeah, true.
Yeah, that came basically on the last day.
It in.
Yeah, on the last day we added this clip, and then it won by miles, 42%, which is really funny. Would have been a very close category otherwise, I guess. But just taking it home. As always, of course, with so many funny rounds that happen throughout a year, it's almost impossible to pinpoint all of them. But yeah, great victory there for the round where Messages barely survived in cover day. And then also the other categories, as I just said, was really close. Proud double pole hit 16%, Slippy Slides 15%, then Wolfside missing the checkpoint 11%, 7.5%, 6.5%. Really close stuff for funniest round of the year. And now we come to another category that was sadly necessary for this year, and it was Bug of the Year. We've sadly had quite a few bugs happening, or in general stuff that went wrong. And here are the 6 nominations. First of all, we have the 1000th track of the day, a special event, a great map specifically built for it, and then the cover day didn't work because Nadeo, without thinking about it, added a screenshot, which then put the map over the file size limit of cover day servers, so none of the cover day servers worked. Then we also had, of course, the ITB double bug in match point situation. Kind of the reason why we made this category as well. Happening in the most important round, pretty much 2 bugs for both players in an easy ace round. Just insane. Then we also have, once again, myself. Interesting, always when you say your own nomination, but it is me failing or getting a bug on the very last jump on a kind of deep dip, only up kind of map with no checkpoints. The map was like 20 minutes long or something, 8 hours in, and on the very last jump, right before the finish, I bugged and fell all the way down again and had to restart. Then we also had the snow update where, or the 20th anniversary update, where the cover days also didn't work for some reason, where you collected all of the checkpoints, you come to the finish, but it just doesn't trigger. That happened for 2 days in a row as well, affecting quite a lot of people, which was very unfortunate with a big update, and then cover day just doesn't work. And especially it didn't work in such an infuriating way, because sometimes it would work and sometimes it didn't. Then we had cover day rounds in Div 1 where, like, I don't know, like only 20, 30 people or something finished out of 60. That was very weird. Then we also had Tween's landing bug in the XP Evo round, also in a finalist situation, 1 versus 1 with Azox in that round. Tween was far in the lead, had a really good run, and then he landing bugged in the bobsleigh, landing right before the finish. And then as the last nominee, we have Virtual lagging out right before the finish line in a cover of the day final, and then missing out the victory because he was about 500ths to a 10th in front, but his lag costs him like 1500ths of a second, and then he was behind Yannick in that round. And you can even see the lag from multiple perspectives. And here we have the top 3. 3rd place going to the 1000th cover day not working. Of course, as I said, was a big event. People were very hyped for it, and then the cover of the day just
Yes.
did not work. It was like such a classic moment right there. Then on second place, we have virtual cover day final leg where he missed out on a cover day victory by lagging literally a meter before the finish line. And then on first place, of course, we have the ITB double bug in match point situation. I think everybody expected this one on first place right here. They had it through. The casters were already doing the victory speech, and then both of them bugged.
I didn't even see the moment because I was writing down questions for the interview because I was like, it's over.
Yeah. Incredible.
I didn't even know what happened.
It's just
and I was the one doing the cameras, by the way. So
yeah, it was still so insane. You can't even believe it.
Then
the round after that, Bren landing bugs as well, and otherwise it would have been done there as well. And then it goes another round. It's definitely something. But we said
that close?
We said that the expected winner, but it was 27% only for the ITB double bug. We were so surprised about this one. So surprised. I mean, it won still, but not by a lot. Maybe people thought it was the expected winner and wanted to vote for something else then. I'm not sure. I am very surprised about these, but this is the results that we have seen on this one. 2,800 votes, 27% going to the ITB double bug. Then 24% to the virtual cover day final leg, and 18% to the 1,000 cover day not working. I believe also the snow update cover day not working also got a lot of votes, 16%. I believe these are because a lot of people were affected by these bugs. Because like a bug in a match, you don't affect yourself, you just watch it. But a lot of people want to play, of course, the cover days and were affected because of that they couldn't play them then, and I think that's also why a lot of people remembered it more, I believe. That is probably one of the reasons here.
Pretty interesting that the ITB double bug and tween landing bug XP Evo, they're first and last, because we kind of created those this category because of those two things.
Yeah,
kind of interesting to seeing this actually, that tween landing bug and XP Evo getting so little votes. But of course, it's due to the like people got affected by this. Yeah, through that. Yeah.
All right, and that was moments of the year, and we are going to the last section of the Trackmania Awards 2023. It is people, all the great personalities that we have in the Trackmania community, and we're starting off with Caster of the Year. Of course, we have 5 different casters here nominated. We have Boney, Gigik, we have also Creedy, Nurlock, and Turbo as well nominated. A lot of great casters that shined a light on all the esports events that we have seen this year. All 5 of them casting a lot of different events this year, and making them even more exciting to watch. On third place, we have Boney. Boney taking a 3rd place in the Caster of the Year category. Definitely congratulations to him. On 2nd place, I wanted to say as well, this was a Boney with 9%. Was a pretty close fight with him, Nurlock and Creedy for the 3rd place. But then we, of course, have the top 2, which were a little bit further away. And 2nd place is going to be Gigik this year with 25% of the votes. Congratulations to Geek as well. And that means our one and only partner also at the presentation here. It is Turbo winning it. Congratulations to Turbo winning it finally this year. In Caster of the Year. I believe he was 2nd for the previous years, and this year Turbo winning it. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. Thank you very much. I mean, came all the way from the bottom. You know, you can make it if you just believe in yourself. No, but thank you very much. I mean, last year I also had the most amount of votes, but then the jury kind of got his way into that. But thank you everybody for voting for me. Like, it means a lot. I really appreciate it that you guys enjoy my casting so much. And yeah, thank Thank you so much for the GGs in chat as well. I love you guys. Thanks. And also, like so many people have voted for me. Like when I checked it, it was a very close fight at the start, but then like 53% of people voting for me. Like that means a lot to me. So thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, it was at the beginning was pretty close between Geek and Turbo. Of course, also great effort for him as well. Winning, for example, also winning prize at the Formula One commentators tournament, where Geek was flown out to a Formula One Grand Prix. But yeah, great. Was really close throughout, and then the more votes came in, the clearer it became that Turbo was our caster of the year. But then we move on to the next category, which will be smaller streamer of the year, another category that we want to add this year to just showcase a few more streamers that showcase a lot of great content to all of us, and kind of also the backbone of the Trackmania community. And here we go with the nominees.
I mean, it was a really hard category because it was a bit misleading to say smaller streamer, and we have Birdie, Tarpor, Down, Techie, and Habe in there.
It was very difficult to get a good name for the category there. Of course, it's not small. It's kind of incredible that we can call these kind of great streamers smaller streamers in this category. I think that just shows how big Trackmania is in the
streaming scene. Yeah. I mean, we also have like so many other smaller streamers. If you just browse Trackmania, there's so many people just playing and streaming the game every day, and we just said, okay, every streamer below 200 average viewers and who had like a very significant impact in 2023. I mean, we have Birdie just establishing himself as one of the morning streamers, and that's why we nominated him, because he has also risen to the top, as well as Tarpor getting really active into streaming in 2023, as well as Down. I mean, he, I think, started late 2022 and then got partnered, I think, even before me. And as well as Techie also got partnered, as well as Tarpa. I'm not sure about Birdie. Did he get partnered in 2023 as well? It could be.
I mean, he's definitely partnered. I might have been in 2023.
Yeah, but you guys in chat can tell us, and then we can like say something about that. And then Habe still has to get partner, of course, and he's also nominated in here. So it was very hard. You could also mention Hello Mark. You could mention Sneaky Annie. There's so many streamers to note down there. Also someone like Villa or Karlberg returning as well. You know, there's just so many streamers, so many good streamers that we have in Trackmania, and that's why it was so hard to pick the 5 nominees in here. But let's go ahead into the third position, and the third position goes to Tarpor. Yeah, I mean, GG's of course to Tarpor, well deserved in my opinion. To having him in the top 3. Just great vibes in his stream, good content as well, and a well-deserved third position. On second place, we have Birdie, another morning streamer where you should never enter his stream with 100% volume. Like good vibes as well in his stream. Birdie of the day, and also a lot of high tier and very, very competitive content happening from the Turkish driver. And who wins all of that? For me, a bit of a surprise, but I mean, also someone who really promoted this award chart quite well. On first place, we have Techie. Congratulations to Techie, kind of stepped into streaming, other than just the occasional Kaki streaming. He also has been streaming quite a lot in 2023. GG's. And then we also have the pie chart. We have 34% for Techie, 24% for Birdie, and then it was quite close. Everyone getting some votes. So I think our nominees were not so bad overall. Do not see like someone falling majorly behind. But what comes for me as a surprise is Habe with 10.7%. I thought that you would definitely have 15 to 20%, if not even more.
Yeah, it was quite fun to see. I think all of the nominees here were quite excited to be nominated. I believe every single one of them, from the ones that I could see at least. Of course, sometimes difficult to reach a morning stream, but I believe all of them had even the votes in their titles and that they got nominated. So definitely a great fight between them. And quite cool to see. Definitely people getting excited for it. And I think a cool category, even once again, if you come last year, for example, with 10%, that is so many votes. That is 300 votes. You know, it is a lot right here that you can see, like so many people voting, and definitely gotta always be thankful for that as well. Close fight as well. Techie winning 34%, then Birdie 24%, and Tapo 18%.
Yeah, so there you go. But everyone got some votes, so that's nice. All right, let's come to one of the big boy categories. We have Streamer of the Year, of course, something that we have already had in the past. And I mean, we have like a lot of like high class streamers, but we thought, okay, streamers above 200 average viewers. Let's see who takes it. But firstly, here are the nominees. Lars is nominated in here as well. Of course, you have really established yourself in 2023. Also after deep dip, kind of like transferring the hype to being like on the evening menu. Then we have Magi as well. You can really see her determination into Trackmania and just her love into the game. And that's why she is on that list and having a very nice and wholesome community as well. On that third nominee spot, we have Scrappy. I mean, we have already he has already won one category in the 100 in the achievement of the year, and just plays Cup of the Day. Has a lot of unique challenge ideas. Then we have Spam, the backbone of Trackmania, being there when Trackmania had hardly any views, when Trackmania Esport was not really a thing. And then we'll also have Wingo Bear on there, and a lot of people were wondering, why is Wingo Bear on there? And we wanted to include one French-speaking streamer, as it was also done in the previous Trackmania Awards, and Wingo Bear is also a pretty big streamer, not only doing Kaki, but also doing a lot of other stuff. So we said, we put Wingo Bear in there. And we also thought about
he has especially been carrying Kaki, especially like if you in the Kaki season and you look at clips from Trackmania, like the top 10 clips will all be from Wingo Bear. Definitely big shout out there as well.
Yeah, and then also Virtual. I mean, right now he's not really been streaming too much, but in 2023 and like with everything that Virtual brought to us, like a lot of Twitch viewers just came from Virtual and are still around. So it's definitely worth mentioning Virtual in this category, and he's our last nominee on this list. But let's jump into it. Let's see who takes home that Streamer of the Year title. Let's start with the third position, and the third place goes to Virtual. Virtual this year not winning it, getting third position, so he will get himself that third place. Let's go into second place, and the second place goes to Lars. Lars taking home the silver medal. I mean, still a very nice achievement for you, Lars. I hope you're still feeling good about that, of course.
Honestly, very honored for that to be on second place here. And then the final winner is going to be?
It's going to be the one and only Spam. So I think for me, well-deserved. Spam is like for me the most important, and as you can see for you guys as well, the most important streamer that we have on Trackmania, streaming almost every day until he maybe has to take a break every now and then, or he's sick, catching corona again, or is traveling. So GG's to Tim. Like, you really deserve that. Just streaming Trackmania for so long, so many years, you still are addicted and passionate about the game. It's very nice to see that. Also 10% ahead of second place. And look at that, we have 3,001 votes in this category. This is the category with the most votes, so that's great to see. And Magi and Wingo are not getting the most amount of votes, but of course it's very hard to compete against the big boy streamers, Spam, Lars, Virtual, and Scrappy in this way, who all got 15+% of the votes.
Yeah, it was a pretty close category, especially from fourth to second here, from 16% to 21%. Pretty much anyone could have taken it there, but yeah, great win by Spam, 10% ahead, 31%. Yeah, great stuff there for sure for winning Streamer of the Year, and also once again 3,001 votes, the most votes out of every category. Thank you guys for voting so passionately for this category.
Right, and let's move on to the next category. Now starting to feature players. In this case here, the classic players of the year. Yeah, when searching for classic players of the year, it's not that easy because you have of course, not that many competitions in the older games, and also some of them are not that relevant maybe. So the world record hunting on the campaign maps from Nadeo, this plays of course a bigger role. And it's then difficult to draw the border, like how many do you actually nominate and where do you stop. So I will give also some honorable mentions after we checked now first the 5 nominees that we got. So the first one here is Dennis. He's coming from Trackmania Nations Forever, hunting Nadeo world records, and he got multiple ones, I think 6 in that year, and uploaded 5 on one single day. Then we got Fanakuri. He is of course the biggest and best Trackmania Turbo player, was nominated now over multiple years already, but yeah, he's still being nominated because he got another 60 something world records just in 1 year. It's crazy. The next one is Lufok. He is of course active in TM2 Stadium and achieved multiple world records during the year. Also achieved 200 STMs in 2023 in Trackmania Turbo. Then we got Meep. Meep, we have to say, is the first player since Riolu that holds world records on all 4 different environments in Trackmania 2. He's extremely dominant in Canyon, in Nadeo hunting, extremely dominant in Valley as well. Got also now some records in Lagoon and also 1 stadium record, and also multiple records in Team Turbo. And in the competitions he participated in, he's also often top ranking. So yeah, very, very good year for Meep again. And then we got in Trackmania United Forever, Sander, who of course won some prize money as well with the United Masters. And generally people now know him of course a lot better since the original cars are put into Team 2020. Now regarding the honorable mentions, of course everyone, I'm pretty happy with these 5 nominees because all the old games are featured. But of course it's only featured either like competitions or the world record hunting. Players that we could also still name here, for example, got a player called Eddie, a lot of Lagoon records. Then we got in Trackmania United Forever, of course 7 different environments and people hunting records down there. Prof is one name that got a lot of world records, but one guy that I really wanted to nominate was Kimura, the Tasser that did a lot of island Tassers with a teleport slide. But he, there are now also 2 other players that competed against him. They came a bit later in the year. So Kimura started it to use this teleport slide also in human runs, and he destroyed the island campaigns basically with that. But then there were also 2 other players that competed against him and took some records away, and then can't really name them all 3. But yeah, they of course also deserve an honorable mention. Kimura, Krayun, and Just Whatever. Also an idea was Link, maybe a contender for 2024. He's doing really good this year.
He got multiple world records as well already this year.
Definitely.
Just like I think yesterday even.
Yeah, exactly. He's definitely contender. He's also playing United Kaki that is currently ongoing. TTC is back. 2023 Shark was super dominant in the beginning. Suiram was nominated multiple times in this category because he's winning a lot of these weekly Canyon Cups. But yeah, those just some names that you could mention here. There are of course way more due to the amount of environments. Let's move on to the results. The 3rd position in Classic Player of the Year goes to Dennis 090 for his world records that he achieved in 2023 in Trackmania Nations Forever. The 2nd place is going to be Lufok. As I mentioned, 200 STMs in Trackmania Turbo and several world records in Trackmania 2 Stadium. The most famous one obviously AO1, where he has dethroned Riolu. And then the 1st place in this category is gonna be no other than Sander. GG to Sander.
GG.
Just some stats to him. Here you see now 1 run from Team 2020. But yeah, of course, the biggest competition in United was the United Masters with huge prize money. the first time that United had prize money, and then it was actually in the 4 digits, and that twice in the year. And he has won the first season, very dominant. In the second season, he was also in front, but didn't play the grand final, then still won a lot of prize money with the early stages, because you could gain points and prize money also early on in that cup already. Yeah, he got now $940 in the esport earnings, and is of course first in this game. And yeah, he won with 44.9%, so very huge win. And I wonder, however, if we had done these awards in January, how would it look then? Because now people know him, of course. But in January, he was most likely not as known yet. But definitely, I would say he deserves it. He is like the ghost of Trackmania. I think there was a video about him, Ghost of Trackmania. And
Yeah,
he's really... He's
Yes.
really the GOAT also in United, like extremely, extremely good. Yeah, second place and third place pretty close together with Lufok and Dennis, basically then more stadium based. And yeah, what hurts a bit to see is that Meep is so low, because he's really a dominant player. Like in everything he does, he's extremely dominant, so he definitely would deserve a bit more here. But yeah, it is as it is.
Yeah, Meep has been probably nominated the most times, I think, every single year for this category, and it's always going to be very difficult to compete against the stadium players, of course, but definitely, yeah, great driving by all of these players in the individual environments, of course, and really showcasing, yeah, like the strengths that of those cars and what they can accomplish. Going to the next category, which will be Most Improved Player of the Year.
Exactly. Yeah, by Most Improved Player of the Year, we're not just looking about the results from the players, it's really about who made a big step forwards in the game, and now becoming one of the absolute top players. And 3 of our nominees did their first steps in Trackmania World Tour, and the other 4 nominees in other parts from the game. Yeah, we can now start with the first one, that is Ender, who of course improved heavily in actually multiple environments. He was in Gamers Assembly in the grand final in Canyon. Then in Valley, whenever there's a Valley Smurfs Cup, he's very good and very dominant, but he also improved massively in Stadium and Team 2020 during 2023. Yeah, then the next nominee is Epos, now one of our World Tour players, was massively improving. Of course, we mentioned him already in the Racer Summit LAN, where he was extremely dominant. The next nominee is gonna be Josh. This is now from a different style, of course, from Full Speed, but extremely dominant in the amount of track of the day world records he's getting, and also quite with some lead on several tracks. Yeah, very good and rising player, now also in other styles. Next nominee is gonna be Pushti Topako. Yeah, here also in Trackmania World Tour improved a lot, had some also crazy live world records driven on some tracks and some matches. Then the 5th nominee is Soliver Ganz, of course now a campaign player that achieved yeah, to be 4 times in the top 2 standings, 3 times in the top 2 standings in 2023, and then also won 1 campaign. Then our next nominee is Stufts, again a World Tour player that was also improving massively. He has great results in several big competitions and many LANs as well. And then we get to our final nominee, which is 12th, that, yeah, we only know really from Cup of the Day. We don't really see him anywhere else. But I think when the year started, he was down at 8 Cup of the Day wins or around that region. Now he's at 30 high or even 40 now. Also, he improved a lot. Like, he got multiple records, multiple wins. He got also some streaks. Yeah, very good player. If he wasn't there, Scrappy would have had a 6 win in a row, by the way. 12 denied him before the 5 streak started. All right. Those are our nominees, and now let's have a look to the positions. On 3rd place on the podium is gonna be Stufts. All his results and also big improvements, of course, was also very dominant. He had a great world record on Vortex, for example, driven live. Our next nominee in second position is Pushti Topako. And also he, of course, massively improved, had great performances in multiple of these World Tour matches, but also in Cup of the Day he got some victories. Of course, that's now less important probably in his case. And the first place in this category is gonna be Soliva Gans. He actually got first place, and he, of course, as I mentioned, 3 times he was in the top 2 in the campaign ranking, and the last one, the fall 2023, of course it finished in 2024, but we still count it here. He won that one ahead of Mada. And I can tell you already though that this is the closest battle we had for the first place. Look at that, it's 0.2%, it was just 6 votes difference between Soliva Gans and Pushti Topako, the by far closest one. And also we can see that Soliva Gans is first ahead of 3 World Tour players, with Pushti Topako, Stufts, and then Epos following in 4th position. Then we get Ender, Josh, and 12. It's very close together also in the back. Generally, every nominee got many votes. Like even the last place, 12, 7%, but we have 7 nominees here. Like when we had 10 or 11% for last place, it was only 5 nominees. So it is very good, and it also shows that this was actually the lowest percentage that actually won a category. Like less than a quarter of the people have voted for Soliva Gans, but it was enough because everyone here got a lot of votes.
Yeah, it was kind of fun to see the battle unfold. I, of course, could look at the votes as they were coming in, and it was just constantly switching between Parko and Soliva Gans, who would take the first place like all the time. It was,
so
in the end 667 versus 661 votes. A very close fight here, but of course, other players also did amazing steps and improved a lot. Like especially Epos, I think a huge shout out to him as well for his improvements during World Tour. Has grinded the tracks a lot and was really strong. Just as also Parko was one of the best players in the World Championship, even though they sadly did not reach the playoffs. Yeah, great effort there from those players as well. But there you go, 2,713 votes, and in the end, it was decided by just 6 of them. Very close stuff. But
yeah, that's crazy. Like, it's a bit surprising to me to see like Apple's only 10% of the votes. For me, he kind of was the favorite in this category, but maybe like Epos came out of nowhere for some of the people who didn't follow Racer Summit or the regionals and all of that, and then he played the World Championship. But I mean, it's so hard, and everyone get kind of some votes here. So 7% for 12th in last place is still a lot, to be honest, because we have 7 nominees.
Yep, there you go. And we have one more category for you guys today, and it is, of course, Player of the Year. One of the most voted for categories as well. I can already say 2,973 votes for this one. We have 7 different nominees for this one. We have, of course, the GOAT nominated every year. We have Carl Jr. for great performances during TMGL, of course, winning the first stage. Also played amazingly in the Ascension Grand Final where he had the most amount of points. We have Alcon, who might have not performed as greatly as some other players in TMGL, still showed a lot of pace potential on certain tracks, and also just played so many different cups throughout the year where he always dominated. Won, I believe, the Comic-Con Baltics as well, if I am not mistaken, or in general some LANs there as well, where he just plays really well. And of course, Magi Monday win and a second place, also pretty strong. Then we of course have Granadi, no-brainer this year as well, has improved so much as a player of the year. One of the most consistent players, has played really well throughout all the TMGL stages and the World Championship as well. He was also the player who won the second qualifier in Ascension, and also got himself the third place in the Ascension Grand Final, second most points, right behind Carl Jr. there. And in general, just good results. Of course, then we also have Gwen. We mentioned Ascension multiple times now. We have the top three, of course, included. It is Gwen, who won the Ascension tournament, the biggest prize pool of Trackmania history. Of course, had to be nominated, but he also played really well throughout the TMGL season for G1 Esports with his teammate Bings together. And then we have, of course, Mother as a well player for Alliance during 2023. Had an amazing year. Won also a TMGL stage together with his teammate Soldier, and just in general played amazingly well throughout TMGL. Very consistent, very fast as well. And yeah, also had a lot of good performances throughout other ones as well. Then we have Otak. We wanted to only nominate one player from each team, and for KC for winning World Championship, we chose Otak for his great performances. He played really well throughout the year as well. TMJ played in great matches, especially in World Championship when it mattered the most, and also managed to win XP Evo as well, taking the first place there on a LAN. And yeah, great standout year for Otak. And then last but not least, we have Scrappy as well. Maybe also similar to Alcon, not the strongest during the typical esports sections of the year in TMGL, playing for in the Challenger League, where they still did decently, but most importantly, he did super well in stuff like Cover Days, where he dominated throughout the year, and also in other categories such as like more casual random map challenge stuff like that. He has been performing really well throughout the year. That is the 7 nominees. And our third place, as I just mentioned, with coming in with a 10.8% of the votes, is going to be Scrappy on a third place. A very close fight, but a Scrappy taking home the third place in Player of the Year category. Then second place is going to be Mother. Mother had an incredible year, as we just talked about. Mother on a second place. Amazing performances throughout the TMGL season and World Championship. Mother with a double the amount of votes of the second place, 19.7%. But it was not enough for the win. The first place, once again, with double the votes of the second place, is going to be our German driver, Granadi, winning Player of the Year 2023 with 39% of the votes. Congratulations to Granadi taking it home. And here you see the win percentages as well. Granadi with 39%, then Mother with 19%, Scrappy with 10%, same as Carl Jr. Carl Jr. not on the podium this year, probably for the first time ever. Carl Jr. not on the podium, of course, a very close fight with 10.5%. Then Otak, Gwen, and Alcon a little bit further behind, but also still getting a lot of votes.
GG to Granadi. GG's to Germany, as one person has said in 2022.
Yeah, that were the results. We went through all the categories. There you go. That were the categories that you have voted for. 3,200 votes this year, and I think it was a very exciting year. So many great moments happened throughout the year that we wanted to highlight. There was so much stuff that happened, and yeah, great to see all of you voting. All right. Before we end, though, we have a few more honorable mentions that we wanted to mention before the end of the show as well. There are quite a few interesting things that happened as well that didn't really fit into the categories that we also wanted to mention now at the end. I will also after be I will post also a general overview on Twitter where you can see all the different results, and there will also be a small feedback section, I can already tell. But going into honorable mentions, we have quite a few interesting stuff here, quite a lot of interesting facts that happened throughout 2023. And the first one is going to be?
Yeah, the Happy Walk streak. Also basically, now we come to a lot of interesting facts. A lot of these have then also videos or small clips again later. But yeah, Happy Walk. Many of you might maybe not know who that is. He was in the very top in the author leaderboard for Track of the Days at some point. He was actually hunting Track of the Days, and he had an incredible streak actually ongoing. He was 552 days in a row in the top 100 in the Track of the Day ranking, and that streak ended on the 1st of April on the troll map, where he got 101st. After that, he left the game. That's basically the story about him. Interestingly, another player, Sin, is currently not that far away from that streak record. He's only like 100 Track of the Days away from reaching the same. But imagine the amount of days, and imagine how many troll Cup of the Day maps he actually went into the top 100, which is not that simple. But on the 1st of April, of course, was no joke. It ended, and then he left the game.
Yeah, the next one that we have is one thing that a lot of people have been going for is Rask getting a quadruple on a Cup of the Day or a Track of the Day. He won all 3 Cup of the Days on a track, which a few people have done before. But not only did he get all 3 Cup of the Day wins, but he also got the world record on the Track of the Day as well. Therefore, a quadruple. Not a lot of people have been able to accomplish that. Of course, all the Cup of the Days, were the first one, of course, happening at 7 p.m. European time, and then the other ones always being 8 hours apart. Very difficult to play all 3 of them, and then also being able to perform well enough to win them. And also, not only did he get the Track of the Day world record, he probably also, I believe he also won the seedings as well on that track. The next one that we will have is...
Yeah, it is Gyroscope in the Trackmania Challenger League. I mean, it's not Gyroscope in the Challenger League because it was never played, not even by random. It was bizarre. Like I was always memeing about that, but it was never seen in there. I think, like, I'm not even sure it was on the map pool, but it was.
Yeah, it was not there. Just not played. Like they always had, like, each team had, I think, 1 ban. And like it was literally every time banned. I don't even know if any of the teams even practiced it at one point.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to convince Dexter or Scrappy to playing it, but Dexter was like, maybe I'm gonna pick it next time, but they never did it, unfortunately. But of course, someone who also did recently the quadruple is Marius. Yeah, on the rally map. Just saying that.
Oh.
Yeah. And also Marius winning a Cup of the Day during XP Evo. Yeah, so that was also a thing. That was when I baited, I think, like 20 gift subs and spams. When I was like, I'm gonna DNF at Mario's place.
Yeah, it was, Marius grabbed himself, he grabbed himself a random PC on the LAN and then just went ahead and won Cup of the Day on that day. And of course, winning against his rival down in the final.
Yeah. All right, there's another one.
Yeah. Next one we have is a new star trick that was found in Trackmania 2020 by Iona, or at least Iona was the first one to get a world record with it. And that is that you can, on starts like this, start pressing the acceleration key a little bit later, like 1 frame later after starting the countdown. And with that, you can start up to 5,000 ahead and you get yourself a world record like this, of course. Very nicely, you can see it right here. He starts accelerating right after the start, and therefore you can see the differences from the ghost. He's a little bit ahead, about 5,000ths of a second. And yeah, therefore a lot of training world records in the training campaign were beaten with that new strat.
Yeah, and there are more tricks that were found. First of all, in TASes, but later on also then used basically by the players in human runs. Multiple environments in snow was a TAS trick found. Then some start tricks in island and coast, and they were actually that massive that you could use that also in human records on simple Nadeo tracks where you basically just drive forward. It has to do with the first gear change. You wanna initiate some kind of small slide during that gear change. If you do that perfect time-wise, then you can actually gain time with it. And one player actually used his feet to get a world record with this technique.
Yeah, you can see it right here.
Video. It's so good.
It was Ors who managed it.
Why do you guys write sniffer in chat? You filthy.
No sniffers in chat. No sniffers in chat.
Oh my god.
But yeah, like if there was some kind of reason with the technique that you had to or it was not possible to do it, as you can see here, the difference. It was not possible to do it just on one controller on one device, and instead of like doing some tape on the controller or something, just use your feet, you know, it's easier.
Yeah.
And the next honorable mention that we will have is the hardest trial ever was built, and that using a TAS. Plasma in TMNF was created, and this one was basically validated by driving a TAS on it. It is so difficult that not a single section, I believe, has been done humanly so far. But you can especially see here, if you take a look at these jumps, jumping onto this pole here, then perfectly dropping down into looping and then flipping up, doing this here, and then climbing up and on the wall, backwards Spider-Man onto a pipe. Yeah, good luck to anyone who wants to try this one out. This is a Plasma, a new hardest trial map that, however, was only actually validated through TASing.
Yeah, I think no one will clear this map ever. But I mean, we've also said that about certain other maps, but I think for real, here, like, no one will get after, like, maybe to the, like, backwards Spider-Man, but other than that, nope. All right, but we have another task that has been created. It is the deep dip task, and I mean, just enjoy the insanity of it, of the 16-minute deep dip task here. Just, you know, skipping some parts, doing some kind of stuff, you know, just messing around, getting the booster instantly. Yeah, I mean, this was, I think this is floor 3, right?
Yeah, I believe it. I think, no, is this floor 4? I think this is for floor already. But yeah, doing some shenanigans there around the ice to go a little bit faster. Of course, very hard to make a task in TM 2020. I have no idea how it even works, but yeah, this was definitely one of the biggest tasks that was shown last year.
Yeah. And I think it's also not sure like how the task was made or something like that. If I recall that correctly, there was like something going on with this, but definitely worth mentioning the deep dip task. Now we come to the next one. It is task TMNF campaign.
Yeah, we stay with the tasks for now. Actually, this is a huge thing. All the like the task community in TMNF tried that all tasks summed up together on all TMNF Nadeo tracks end up with under 1 hour. And you can see here the world record or the TAS record on AO1. Of course, we featured another AO1 record. This was then the human driving line. But this here is the real TAS record with all the nose bugs and shenanigans going on. And even though EO5, the 60 lapper, takes 20 minutes for the TAS to finish, all the 65 tracks together were done in under 1 hour. That is a very huge thing for the community. Like, every task is pushed to the maximum with all the tricks.
Yeah, other than this one, we didn't have any of the nose boost tasks, but yeah, it's honestly incredible that they were able to push this down to under 1 hour. And yeah, you just see how much they can gain like this on EO5 especially. Then the next one is some Yeet and LOL world records, some very special ones. You could call them cuts, of course, as well.
Yeah, exactly. There are some interesting records. First of all, we start with some LOL record from the player Quentin. On this track here by Vanto Riccardo, played in the very nice Time Cup. And yeah, this flight here into the finish directly into, it's just crazy. This guy has a lot of those records. He's always hunting this kind of stuff. And here comes a very good example. This is a Yeet campaign. I wanted to show this ending, which is also crazy. Like, the players are incredible there. And now comes the map 08. And you see here the second place, Bernd Kastel, who's apparently always hunting the 08 maps in the Yeet campaigns. And look at this record, looks pretty good. Yeah, what else can you do? And then comes Quentin, one of the best Yeet records that we had previous year. Watch out. Yeah. No?
Just like that.
Just like that. Very easy. But the real GOAT in Yeet campaigns is Carrelage, who won multiple of the Yeet campaigns. Look at this record, also contender for Yeet record of the year.
I believe this is even in Camp 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, why not?
Like that. Yeah, just like that.
Like, how long do you have to play those maps? How long? Should take forever.
Yeah, I think that first cut, the first trick that we saw by Quentin there was like 15 hours or something, if I remember correctly from a YouTube comment.
Yeah, and now we come to the island teleport slides. And as I mentioned that already earlier, Kimura made a lot of island tosses, very high quality tosses that feature this trick. It is basically a bug slide.
Yeah, this is not toss.
This is now not toss. This is actually driven. People learned to use these teleport bug slides. It's basically a bug slide where you over angle your car bits, then you go back into a very specific angle, and then it just gives you this incredible speed. And all of these runs, actually, they could have also worked very well for cut of the year. Like, he uses this to yeet himself basically directly towards the finish or to later parts of the map. And as I already mentioned, he's not the only one now. Also Krayun and Just Whatever are getting some records like these. Imura joined here FWO thanks to his incredible
not TAS, by the way.
runs. Not TAS, yeah.
bit
people really learned that it's also used in all these here Kaki Island tracks, like in United Kaki, often used there.
I remember doing this teleport slide on Hubli Deserte, the map, like 10 years ago, and no one understood that. We just did it. It was hella weird, because no one understood the angle, how random it is, but I got it like 3 or 4 times, so I couldn't control the speed.
Here we have another contender, which could have been also in Cut of the Year play. Thank you. A cut by Alcon on a Neo Cooper map. First of all, slowing down here to get a magnet jump over anti-boost. Now the map is like 100 km/h faster already. Then going up here, and the cut or the tricks are not done yet on this one. There's one more really impressive one right here. Exact right speed, and then a backflip on the ring to reduce airtime and keep way more speed through that section. Of course, you only have this much speed from the first cut already. Quite an impressive one there as well.
You don't really cut the track, but there are tricks to make it so much faster, like multiple seconds, and it's so wicked as well with that backflip. Yeah, we come to the next thing.
So nice.
Here we will see a very nice round from the True Talent Cup. That is, of course, now also happening again, and also produces some very nice finals. This one here between Narco and Ronnie was extremely close. There was also another very huge cup in Trackmania Nations Forever we didn't mention yet. That is the Trackmania Olympics. It was actually a team competition that went over all the different styles, dirt, tech, full speed, RPG, and all different game modes as well. And yeah, there was basically something for every player. Also time attack hunting and so on. You could gain points from every single sub cup. It was also a very big thing. Went over multiple weeks and very well organized. And now we come to more good rounds. Cup of the Day doubles. What does that mean? Look at this final in the finish. Super close. This was Division 2. Garikul winning by just a hair. And then I switched towards Division 1 to check, how a here the final was also just played. And it was basically the exact same round than Div 2 had. Look at that, 4,000 between Brinken and Down. So it was 2 good rounds, 2 good finals, but they were also super similar, and that didn't only happen once, it happened twice. This is again Division 2, Damle versus Norxus. Look at that, Damle in front, loses it a bit in this turn here, and now they have 2 different lines. Norxus more inside, Damle more outside, but has more speed and overtakes. Then we go into Division 1.
Yeah, and you can literally see here switching to Division 1.
And then you see the exact same pattern in the last corner. The guy that tries further outside in the last turn
you get your TwitchCon Paris ticket.
Has a bit more speed and wins. And again, 2 very good rounds. Very
this
close
one was
races.
also 4,000s as well.
Yeah.
Alright, and the next one we have is a very weird bug that we just wanted to mention, is that has been happening more often now after the 20th anniversary. It's this.
Yeah. Where the heck is the car now? This is time attack on a server. Where's the car? You finish and then gone.
Yeah, it has been happening more often. I also had that. You need to restart the server for this to not happen. It's very weird.
Also rejoin the server,
yeah. Sometimes if the round gets reloaded, it also still works. Yeah, where car?
Yeah, and then we have our next one, and I mean, with Tom already being nominated, we also have Joey. I mean, this was like just so audible from the casting booth. So that was so nice, and of course Joey being the fan favorite. Don't even know how that actually started, but it was so cool to seeing this. That Joey was a thing. It was really nice. And also Marius came in clutch with the GoPro footage. Cannot wait.
Really nice to have that here. And then the next one we have is a funny miss.
Yeah, that I had myself. Like at this finish, these tomatoes are actually checkpoints, all linked. Yeah, and then there is a finish, letters in the bottom, and those are the finish if you hit the letter. This now is basically a throw, a miss, whatever. It was just too funny. Look at that, the perfect bounce to the finish.
Yeah, unlucky Marius.
Unlucky.
Too bad.
Exactly.
No world record this time.
Taking the H, not the L. You take the H. Or not taking it, rather.
And there it would have been also world record by 7/10 of a second.
Yeah, it was such a thing.
Yeah. Then we also, of course, we've seen multiple RMC and RMT world records as well.
Yeah, that is for sure. And I mean, also outside, we have Race Hans achieving 50 all the times at TMNF. But also Lars, you know, you also got the random map together with your community. 61 author times
in 1 hour.
1 hour. So that is just incredible. More than 1 author time per minute. That is not only a lucky seat, but also an insane work of the community.
Yeah, speaking of Lars, he was also hosting Puzzle Cups last year, which was great content. And I was like also doing some puzzles for some of them with my friends. I was also always looking forward to the results, like with what people came up. And I heard this is coming again after Deep Dive, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
I did not put this in here.
Yeah.
It's kind of an ad. But yeah, that is probably coming back soon as well.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have some special mentions as well to all of the community people in that we have seen. One that very much sticks out to me is Xertrov, who was, of course, nominated in Creative Project of the Year for Editor++, but he has been doing so much work on plugins and just making the game better, so many quality of life upgrades and credible stuff from Xertrov. Honestly, the GOAT. Just incredible stuff that he has been able to create throughout 2023. So helpful and yeah, great guy.
Yeah, this is one of them. Then of course SRK, who is organizing a lot of Trackmania eSport Cups and of course all these regional cups. Also this is really nice that we have him. and organizing all this stuff, giving more content as well and more chances also for players from all around the world to compete.
Yeah, and also, of course, Cam and Ansgar for saving XP Evo. But not only that, they just went the extra mile so often and just provided us with like a lot of fixes or just like tournament organizing. And, you know, Cam just did so much. I worked together with him so often in 2023. But also Import organizing XP Evo as well. You know, there's just so many people to mention here.
And then there are also all the people that host several YouTube channels. For example, all these world record channels on the Nadeo tracks, or Gwam, who hosts the channel with all the track of the day world records. It helps also a lot when doing these awards that these videos exist. And then of course also Phil, who is now making the videos with the top 5 weekly maps always, something that Flink did earlier, also very frequently. And we also have, of course, a lot of important Discord channels. Trackmania News, super helpful Discord channel, for example, but also many others. Then people that work on Wikipedia, eSport Earnings that put all these results in. Yeah, also a lot of people to thank, basically, that help this community a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible stuff. Incredible stuff from all of you guys. Big shout out to all the community people, and of course all of you guys making 2023 such a great year, and hopefully making 2024 even better. All right, and also of course yeah, big shout out to all of you who have voted for these awards. Now, before we end, I also want, or we want to also say that if you have any feedback for the awards, I have prepared another Google form right here in the chat. If you want to give us any feedback, that is the easiest way to do it. You can write in the Google form all that you have liked, that you disliked, if you have anything to improve for us. Of course, it was the first time for us hosting these awards, and it was a little bit of a spontaneous thing to host them. We decided that in March this year when we noticed that the old organizers weren't going to host them this year. So we took over the mantle, and I hope that we were able to show or provide a good show for you guys. I definitely think that the Trackmania community deserved it. And if you have any feedback, be it positive or negative, that is the easiest way. We will definitely see it if you write it in the Google form. You can also, of course, write in Discord or anything like that. But yeah, you will see or you will be able to speak to us there or reach us the best in that Google form link. I can write it one more time if you didn't see it.
Yeah, it's also pinned now,
yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah, that is also concluding the Trackmania Awards 2023 for this year. Once again, there will be another YouTube video of this also uploaded. If in case you missed some categories, we'll upload this as soon as possible with timestamps. In case you missed any categories, I will also post quickly Twitter thread as well on Twitter, where you will be able to see all the individual results for each category. And yeah, any closing thoughts from you two, Marius and Turbo? And you, of course, helped a lot and made this happen. It was your original idea to that we would host the awards together.
Yeah. I mean, I've always worked together with Marius in the awards, and it worked out flawlessly. And I think without Marius, this would have not been possible. So Marius, like, thank you so much. Of course, sometimes, you know, also with like the honorable mentions, you have so much stuff prepared and already ready that we had so many things in the categories. Like, without Marius, I kid you not, this would have not been possible. Like, thank you so much, Marius, for doing this. It was a lot of fun working together with you guys, even though, you know, I go through a very, very stressy time in my life right now with studying and all of that, but it has been a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Yeah, so those are my closing thoughts, and I hope that we can make the 2024 awards a bit earlier than at the end of April next year.
Yeah, indeed. I'm also really happy that it worked out like that. Also, thanks to Lars for hosting it then on Twitch, and I'm really happy to see that we got so many votes as well, and through all the categories. And yeah, I can ensure already, I noted a lot of things already now down for 2024. What is, of course, you can maybe also put it into the feedback. how many categories do you want? Like, that were a lot of categories, but I actually could think of way more. We didn't have something like video maker, task maker as 2 examples, but there is so much more you can.
Also, we
have
didn't
already
have
a lot
team of the year and skin of the year, particularly because we
Yeah.
were not knowledgeable enough about those. So we would rather leave them out than, you know, just come up with our thoughts about it if we are not knowledgeable enough. Of course, we tried to reach out to some people, but
We're no food, yeah.
didn't work out. Porn of the
Oh,
year.
man.
There's so many
I mean-
funny ideas that we could include, like stuff like meme of the year or something
Yeah,
for
we
next
have
year as
also
well.
ideas
Probably
already.
so many interesting ideas.
But for that, guys, use the form. Like, even if it's just you write down horn of the year or like anything, use it. You know, if it's
Yeah.
also if it's maybe not if it's only XCD, but you know, just your thoughts. That would be much appreciated. And I mean, having over 3,000 people voting, that's incredible. Really, so much.
Thank you. Thank all of you guys once again. As I said, either in Discord or preferably in the feedback, you can write stuff there. Also, for example, also categories that you weren't as interested in or something like that. Having the feedback written out like that can always be very helpful. But that will once again, as we said, conclude the results for today. Thank you all for watching and looking at these results together with us. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, I will quickly also prepare the Twitter post that I mentioned earlier. You cannot schedule for some reason. So I would have scheduled it for 10 p.m. So it's good that I didn't actually, because I would have been posted too early. I have hopefully posted it now. Something went wrong, but don't fret. It's not your fault. What do you mean it's not my fault? Yeah. Well, the thing, I had prepared that Twitter thread yesterday, like over 24 hours ago. And apparently you can't save it as a draft, so I had it all I had my PC on for 24 hours.
No.
Yeah. Okay, give me half an hour, then I will post it. Shit.
Oh no.
Yeah, I have to do that again. Unlucky. Well, I will post it in the Discord. I will do another announcement probably in the in my Discord, or you can maybe also find it in other Discords as well. And we will also post the YouTube link, of course, as well. But yeah, once again, thank all of you guys for watching, and hopefully see you next year once again. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Oh, ihr wart gemutet da an der Szene.
Ist nicht schlimm.
Hat ja nichts gesagt.